Hello, John. John Marston.
Do I know you?
Red Dead Redemption has to be one of my favourite games of all time. One of the main reasons is probably because of all the weird mysteries and spooky shit that happens beyond the story. Anyway, today we're going to be going over one of the biggest mysteries in all of Red Dead. Who is the strange man? So I do want to mention that I haven't actually played Red Dead Redemption 1, but I do know quite a lot about... You know what? I'm just going to keep that in. But I do know quite a lot about it. I've watched a lot of videos, and I've also played all of Red Dead Redemption 2. So I feel like I'm still qualified to make this video. If you're wondering how I got this footage, I got it from the GTA series videos. There'll be a link in the description. Anyway, I'm going to go on the mystery. So if you don't know who the strange man is, I'm going to show you all of his cutscenes from the first Red Dead Redemption game. And I'm going to kind of tell you some stuff about him after. So if you want to skip the cutscenes if you've already seen them, I'll leave a timestamp there. But, you know, carry on the video.
Hello, John. John Marston.
Do I know you?
I hope so. I seem to know you.
I'm pretty good at remembering faces.
Are you? Do you remember Hattie McCourt's face?
Who?
She was a girl Dutch Vanderlyn shot in the head on that raid on the ferry a few years back. Same one you got shot on. Pretty girl, until her eye was hanging out by a thread of tendon and her brain was plastered over a wall.
Not really.
Then why would you remember me, friend? You've forgotten far more important people than me.
What's your game, friend?
I don't have a game, John. Listen, sometimes I just wish I'd known more about life. Wish I'd had better guidance. A friend of mine is drunk as a skunk in the saloon on Thieves' Landing. I think he's gonna be unfaithful to his dear wife. Why don't you head over there and see if you can advise him how best to proceed?
What do you think I am?
I know what you are, John. Just if you've got the time, friend. Welcome to Nuevo Paraiso, John.
Where do I know you from?
You're famous, John. You're the man who shot a bunch of banditos as soon as he turned up in this country. You're a man who decided right and wrong, between a man and death, between a man and his wife.
And who are you?
You know, I admire you, John. I hope my boy turns out just like you.
For your sake, I hope you don't.
You kill people so easily, yet you respect the vows of marriage. That's very curious.
I'll let the appropriate authorities judge my morality, friend.
Yes, you will. And they shall. Anyway, I hear that an old nun is traveling from the monastery, taking the money she raised at the bank. Why don't you head up there and see if you can lend her a hand? The road's full of thieves. Either that or rob her yourself. I'll see you around, John.
I hope you don't.
Ain't this a beautiful spot?
Sure. What are you doing here?
My accounts. I'm an accountant.
Is that so?
In a way.
What's your name?
You know, it's the darndest thing. I can't remember.
Tell me your damn name and where you know me from.
Well, I know you from Mexico. I know you from back out west. I know you from all over.
Tell me your name or I won't be responsible for my actions.
Oh, but you will. You will be responsible. This is a fine spot. See you around, cowboy.
Damn you!
Yes, many have.
Okay, so right there, that was a lot of stuff. So, first of all, he seems to know a lot about John Marston and the Vanderlyn gang. You'd think a lot of the stuff he said would have been kept secret, which is why it's interesting to why he would know about it. John Marston has not a clue who he is, so he couldn't have been a member of the Van der Lane gang. In this other cutscene here, he stands where John Marston dies, foreshadowing John Marston's death later in the game. When John Marston asks him his name, he says he can't remember. And something else interesting, just before John Marston tries to shoot him, he says, "Damn you," and the strange man says, "Many have before," suggesting that maybe John Marston's not the first person he's troubled with, I guess. And also the other interesting thing, which kind of confirms that he's not a human, is the bullets that John Marston fires at him don't have any effect on him. So for Red Dead Redemption 1, that's where the mystery actually ends. But if you skip a few years later, or go a few years in the past, since Red Dead Redemption 2 is a prequel to Red Dead Redemption 1, one of the very first missions, which is called Polite Society Valentine Style, you'll end up meeting this guy called Jimmy Brooks, who actually, not at first glance, but has a lot of significance to the strange man. And yes, that is this mission.
Arthur punched him a lot harder.
All right, then.
Hey, who's that guy over there looking at us?
Weren't you in Blackwater a few weeks back?
Me? No, sir. Ain't from there.
Oh, you were. Well, I definitely saw you with a bunch of fellers.
Me? No. Impossible. Listen, buddy, come here for a minute.
I saw you.
Come here.
Come on, get!
I don't like this. Me neither. Go get the girls home. I'm gonna go have a word with our friend.
Be careful, Arthur.
Just a word.
So this man here seems to know a little bit too much information. So let's chase him down a little bit. So as you can see, we chase him through Valentine over here on the stolen horse. We take him through the barn right here, dodging these fucking chickens in our way. So as you can see, he hasn't got a name yet. It just says the man from Blackwater in the bottom right of the screen. So here's what happens if you kill a stupid fucker. I love how it just ends so abrupt. Well, if you actually let the fucker up and not a heartless bastard like me in my first playthrough,
Why are you
this
telling
happens.
lies about me?
No. I got it wrong, partner. I got it very wrong. Now, please help me up.
I ain't never been in Blackwater.
Then why are you chasing me?
I've got an unfortunate face.
Yes, me too. Now, please, pull me up. Please.
All right, come on. You okay, partner?
No. No, I am not. I'm a mess.
Well, you ain't dead.
There is that. Jimmy Brooks.
I think it's best for both of us if we pretend this never happened.
Oh, I agree. You saved my life. You're a good man, and here. You want a pen? It's one of them steel ones.
That's very kind. But I'm not a good man, Jimmy Brooks. Not usually. You see, I was in Blackwater. I killed people. And maybe...
I never saw you. Not now, not never. I think we have an understanding.
Of course we do. Jimmy Brooks. I will remember that. I've got a good memory.
Okay guys, so there's actually something interesting to this mystery. So first of all, we'll see a little house. It's more of a shack actually, just east of Rhodes. if you take a picture of it, you get this interesting caption. The caption says serial killer, which is pretty interesting. Anyway, we're just gonna go ahead and walk in the house and take a look at all the weird stuff that's left behind for us. So already this house has got a bit of a creepy vibe. It looks kind of abandoned, all the windows are boarded up, and we see this big, well, I say big, I keep saying big, little room with a lot of stuff in it. So a lot of like maybe ritual stuff, some magic kind of shit, with a potent snake oil there. I don't think I had anything to do with it. Anyway, let me show you all the little details around this small house. So let's start the weird messages up here. From the snow to the cave. I give you everything for art, and I learned too much and nothing at all. Something else interesting, we have a hat and a mirror. We know someone else has a very similar hat to that, but we'll come to that in a minute. Got a picture of some flowers, kinda nice. Some newspaper clippings, which I couldn't really read properly, they were too far away. Now here's an interesting thing. There's a piece of paper here which is also a map to our Armadillo, if you didn't already notice this, which is a town in Red Dead. And on there it's written, I offered you happiness for 2 generations, you made your choice. Now something I want to show you, behind the painting we can see a few things. So, a few things I want to mention. For me there is a vulture and a coyote. That is because I have bad honor. What can I say? Sometimes I want to shoot up a saloon. However, if you're not a sick fucker like me and you have good honor, you will get, I believe, an eagle and a bear, which is kind of interesting. Anyway, let's carry on with the rest of the stuff around this room. Oh yeah, forgot to mention, there's a little more writing there that says the water is black with venom. Again, I'll get onto that in a minute. Something else I wanted to mention, which I haven't seen many other people touch on, is this painting here. My opinion, this looks like Beecher's Hope, which is where John Marston lives, and the strange man says this about.
Hey, there's a beautiful spot.
Also, if we have another look around with all these candles, skulls, more newspaper clippings, all around the wall he's actually got these newspaper clippings. Some more paintings, and something else says, I know you, and the moon will shine in the dark, in the darkness. And another thing over here, his final toll will sound my greatest coming. Now something I, for some reason, idiotically forgot to show was the little carving there, which is one of the most important parts. Now, you're going to have to excuse my reading, for this reason I'm called a dyslexic detective. So there could be one of 2 messages for you. If you remember Jimmy Brooks from earlier, you can have spare or kill him. If you spare him, you will get this message. There was a man called Jimmy Brooks. He always run into crooks. Till one chased him down, and he had to talk his way out that Jimmy isn't as dumb as he looks. Now, if you killed the sorry fucker, you would have got this. There was a man called Jimmy Brooks. He was always running into crooks, but the man from the ferry found him. Father country now now Jimmy's family don't see him very much. So obviously it's either saying he either lived, so it says he managed to talk his way out, or if he died, he doesn't see his family that much anymore. Now, the next thing I want to show you is about the town of Armadillo, and all those other messages and stuff. I'll tell you about those in a minute, because for most of them I need to explain the everything about Armadillo. So I'm gonna go into that right now. So now I want to get into the main meat of this mystery. We've covered all the lore and shit behind it, so let's get into it. So first of all, you gotta come here. Every day, so not every day, you have to skip about a week in game, so like 7 days in game. And if you looked in that last video there, every day it's like, got attacked by a crocodile over there. Every day it slightly changes the painting. It gets more, it gets closer to being finished. And over here, I believe this is the clip where I actually get it. Now, I just want to say before we go into this, is one of the creepiest Easter eggs I've ever seen, and one of the coolest. So first thing I want to mention, look at that in the mirror. The strange man is looking at us. Now don't turn your camera around straight away, because he'll disappear. So as you can see, you can kind of walk into him there, and you can see you kind of walk through him. There's the painting of the strange man, fully complete. Also, if you didn't catch it, on the hang where the strange man's hat was, it's not there anymore. I tried to be smart and look at him in the photo mode, but I couldn't seem to find him. Tried Tried to zoom into the mirror as well. I didn't really work out too well. So you can see I even try and go right up to the mirror and zoom up to it. I got a bit of a look at him, but nothing amazing. This Easter egg is really good. I'm gonna keep mentioning it. I do love this. But this has to be my favorite Easter egg in the game. So as you can see, I'm still trying to take a look at him. Couldn't really get a good look at him, but as we can see, the painting is fully done, and that is definitely the strange man. If we inspect it, which is one of the most interesting bits, as John Marston, you'll get this. Right, must excuse my reading. This place made me feel like I was being watched. Cruelest feeling I've ever felt. Hard to explain. Forcing and awful and seductive. So, this is really interesting. This all right here. We don't know much about the strange man. I like how it doesn't tell you everything about him. It leaves a lot of mystery still, and that was one of the best things about him in Red Dead Redemption 1. So yeah, I am gonna start talking about all of my theories for the strange man, all of the theories that people have spoke about on the internet. Oh yeah, by the way, this isn't part of the mystery, this is part of the Night Folk. But I saw this, and I've never seen this in person. I've seen part of the Night Folk, but this is the first time I actually ran into them properly. But I saw some guy hung here. I shot him down, and if you actually look really carefully, you can see some guy run to me. But I didn't notice that, and this was terrifying for me, playing it like very late at night. I pick him up, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like the only time I'd probably seen the Night Folk was in the Legendary Bounty, but even then, like, you can't really get a proper look. I was scared. I was about to run away. Then I thought, actually, I'll take a proper look. Let's see if there's anything interesting here. Again, that's what I say. These guys are not part of the mystery. I just thought that was really interesting. What do I get from looting them again? I can't remember. I got this footage a while ago. Siguletta. Oh yeah, and excuse me. There's something else I completely forgot. I just remembered this now. If you actually go back like another week later, this will happen. Yep, the painting is gone. The hat is also not there anymore. The message, which I didn't even look at before, but that's gone now. Some of that, I think some of the other stuff's still there. You see a lot of the paintings are gone, but the main painting is gone. What I believe this is the strange man realizing that. Okay, it's two things. I think either the strange man knows we're onto him, so he's kind of trying to move or something. And another thing is, I think the strange man's kind of knows he's ready to do the stuff where he kind of talks to John Marston over in Red Dead Redemption 1. However, now I'm going to go into all my theories about the strange man. So, here you go. Now onto who I believe the strange man is. Most of the people believe he's either God, the devil, death, a ghost, John Marston's conscience, a hallucination, or Trelawney. Now let's get this first thing out of the way. He is not Trelawney. Just because they both wear similar clothes and like are both fancy doesn't mean that he's Trelawney. So here's Trelawney's voice. See, there you heard him right there, so I had to shoot him to get his attention. Now, Trelawney speaks with a British accent, and we heard the strange man speaks with a strong American accent. And also, John Marston would obviously remember what Trelawney looks like if he saw the strange man, and they just don't have anything in common other than their look, which isn't even that similar. Before Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, I used to believe that the strange man was either a hallucination, John Marston's conscience, or a ghost because of this scene right here. Obviously when John Marston tries to shoot the strange man, it kind of phased through him, we don't really see the bullets. That's why I didn't really believe that that's why I did believe that as a theory. But after Red Dead Redemption 2 came out and we got to see all this new stuff, like how he spawns behind you and things like that, I personally believe that he's the devil. Now the reason I don't believe he's God is because I feel like if he was God he would look a bit different. I mean, he looks like pretty dark. He's got like a whole kind of gothic look to him, which also could indicate that he's deaf. But the reason I don't believe he's deaf is because like he could be deaf, but I believe he's a devil more because of the thing with the fucking Herbert Moon. See, he was made a deal with him, like I said, and that's why I think the Armadillo plague happened. And in like fiction, whenever you heard about it, you don't really hear people saying you're going to make a deal with death. You hear them say you're going to make a deal with the devil, which is who I believe the strange man is. And I believe that the devil was looking over John Marston throughout the game, Red Dead Redemption 2 and 1, trying to like kind of swing him in different directions. So you understand why someone could think he's good, because he tries to make you do those good acts in Red Dead Redemption 1 by like stopping the guy from having an affair with his wife or helping the nun. However, he does also say you can do the bad things, like let him cheat on his wife or rob the nun. So that is my theory on the strange man. Obviously nothing is confirmed. I'm not Rockstar. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. I hope you enjoyed this video on my Detective Job channel. I'm sorry it was late. I did say I was gonna upload every Friday, but like it's hard to upload every day. Like I've got an RE GCSE in 10 weeks. I'm at school all the time. Obviously, I'm trying to study for the test. Trying to keep a social life still. Trying to keep my sanity, but you know it's kind of hard to keep all those things. So I hope you appreciate that. I'll try and get one of these out every Friday, but I can't really say they'll come out every Friday. Anyway, that's the end of this video. If you liked it, beat living, shut like button, subscribe to this channel, and also if you do want to see my Let's Play videos where I did a full Let's Play of Red Dead Redemption 2, you can go subscribe to my other channel, Papa Job the Second. There'll be a link in description. There will also be a link in description to all the music I used and the video clips I used from Red Dead Redemption 1. If you like the video, beat the like button, please subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching, and bye. But not bye yet, because just in case you want to see something quite funny, every time I was trying to record this video, I had a friend in the party and they liked to interrupt me when I was trying to do a sentence. So if you want to watch that, go watch it now. It's gonna play right now. I haven't even got past the first fucking bit. So Red Dead Redemption has to be one of my favourite games of all time. I'm going to come to the Netherlands and fucking molest you. Red Dead Redemption has to be one of my most favourite games of all time. One of the main reasons for this is probably because of all the mysteries and weird spooky shit that happens beyond the story. Did you make a sound?
That really ran.
I'm buying a plane ticket to the Netherlands.
Do it again.
Red Dead Redemption has to be one of my most favourite games of all time. One of the main reasons that is probably because of all the weird mysteries and spooky shit that happens beyond the story. I was on the last fucking line!